Active noise cancellation is a feature that I think should be in every single headphone, and the only problem with it is that it comes at a premium and it costs you. But there's always the beautiful solution of the second-hand market. Looking to the past and getting older generation active noise cancellation systems might save you a buck, but the question is it worth it still? And what are the drawbacks of going with an older, slightly less refined system? Well, to find out, I spent a bunch of my own money and bought the AudioTechnica Quiet Point ATH ANC 7B noise cancelling headphones from I think 6 to 7 years ago. It's definitely an old device, but because it's old, it cost me 30 Singapore dollars, which is a very low price for a headphone that has noise cancellation. So let's talk about it. Now, before I start this video full and proper, if you have any questions you want to ask, join my Discord and Instagram. I host giveaways there sometimes, and ask away there because that's a great place to ask. Or you can ask in the comment section. I reply to everything pretty much everywhere. Since you're down there, why don't you subscribe? So let's talk about the AudioTechnica ATH ANC 7Bs first. Well, these are definitely all headphones and they definitely show their age. I mean, the plastic on it creaks. It's got ear pads that kind of have torn apart and you can see the foam inside. And it's got build quality that is very, not modern. In fact, all aspects of it isn't modern. It's big, it's clunky, it doesn't fold up to store in a very compact manner, and it just reeks of like 6-7 years ago, 2013 build quality. And the way you power it is very retro in modern terms. It's powered via a single AAA battery, which is usually quite rare with your consumer electronics nowadays. Everything's lithium ion, everything's rechargeable and all that stuff. But no, this is AAA battery. And if you were wondering whether this was a wireless headset, no it isn't. It's just that the cable isn't plugged in here. But hey, at least it's got a detachable cable, I'll give it that. So yeah, let's get that out of the way. It's a whole pair of headphones, but I got it for 30 Singapore dollars and it does actually have active noise cancellation. So the question is, does it work? Well, to find out, I brought it onto the bus and kind of tested it out and to see its effect. And to my surprise, it was pretty reasonably effective. It cut out, I would say, rough approximate, like 60% of the ambient noise. And while it struggled to cut out human speaking, it struggled to cut out noises and sounds that were very inconsistent, like people talking, a baby's crying. Okay, no babies cried on the bus, right? But like people walking and all that stuff, those sounds that come and go, it struggled to cancel that out. But with the ambient kind of room tune, the bass noise, bus engine whirring, the air conditioning noise, it had no problems with that and definitely did cancel most of it out, which definitely gave me a better sense of peace and tranquility in an increasingly noisy world that is very jarring to our senses. So that is good. For 30 Singapore dollars, active noise cancellation, close back headphones, what? That's insane. So things are going pretty well so far. But I would also like to say that a lot of the noise cancellation with these headphones came because the padding of the ear cups are so thick and dense that the pressure that it goes on your ears is pretty tight. So it actually, even when it's off and you got these headphones on, they really do cancel out a lot of noise just by the virtue of its base physical design. But the active noise cancellation, when turned on with the switch on the left ear cup, actually is noticeable. So it's good to see that there's some sort of effect to it. It's pretty effective. So yeah, it works. But what are the drawbacks, and is it as good as your more modern noise cancellation system? Well, compared to your Sony XM series, your AirPods Pro, your AirPods Max, it's not even close. Those systems are far and away better at cancelling out all kinds of noise, including ambient noise and sudden noises like people speaking, birds chirping, and dogs barking. But it still does a pretty decent job, and if you consider the fact that this is like 10% the price of a Sony XM3s, you have to realize that, hey, that's a good amount of value to be had. But then that is the caveat. It's an older headphone, it's an older system, which means that you're gonna have the drawbacks of a less refined noise cancellation system. Now, one of the early problems of noise cancellation, active noise cancellation, in terms of headphones and earphones and stuff, is that it did tend to create this effect of pressure in your head, pressure between the ears and some sort of headache kind of feeling. It made some people kind of hurt. It made it it made it difficult to use noise cancellation for long periods of time for some people who are very sensitive to certain frequencies and all that stuff. While I personally don't experience little, I know a lot of people who are very sensitive to this. And because this is an older generation noise cancellation headphone system, it's gonna have a pretty strong version of the effect because it hasn't had the years of R&D research and the research money put into it, so the effect is not mitigated very well. On the Sony XM4s, I don't even get a hint of that headache noise, that pressure between my ears effect. But on this, I do get that slight kind of feeling after using it for about 30 to 40 minutes. And for someone who is way more sensitive to this than me, I would feel that someone with those kind of sensitivities is going to find it very uncomfortable to wear after a short period of time, which is obviously not what you want in a pair of headphones. So you have to factor that in. And you also have to factor the fact that the more modern noise cancellation systems are also coupled with more modern headphones. So we're talking better sound quality. Like these have pretty decent sound quality. They're still AudioTechnica's kind of mid-range, upper mid-range headphones after all, so they're pretty good. Even without noise cancellation, they sound pretty decent. The newer headphones and newer headsets just have better sound quality on kind of the high end. And you know, the high-end headsets that come with noise cancellation tend to be kitted out with very good drivers, very good acoustic qualities as well, especially if you're looking along the lines of the Sony noise cancellation headsets. And the newer headsets not only have newer noise cancellation, but they also have newer features. So if you are someone who likes EQs inside their headset, if you're someone who likes wireless Bluetooth, if you're someone who likes the ability to gesture control the phone and their playback with the side of their headset, if you're someone who likes to be able to charge their headset instead of having to change the battery with a AAA battery every time it runs out, obviously these older generation headphones and headsets are not going to do a good job for you because they are going to be lacking those features, those innovations that came later on. But at the end of the day, if you just need headphones that have noise cancellation because you just can't stand ambient noise and you really would appreciate the ability to block the world out, going old and secondhand might be a good idea. And you don't have to go as extreme as I did. Like, I really went extreme and went really far back into the past. Me buying these Audio-Technicas from 6-7 years. You don't have to be as extreme as this. The slightly newer but still very old systems like the 1000XM, the XM1000s from Sony, the first generation 1000XMs from Sony noise cancellation headphones, those were already very good when they came out, and they're still pretty decent at what they do today. Things like that, and the older Bose with the Bose QC25s, they're all old, and so they're going to be much cheaper than these cutting-edge noise cancellation systems. But because you don't have to go to the extremes that I did, you probably can get a few of those modern amenities along with it, and it probably won't have the effect of that kind of headache-inducing pressure between the ears feeling. It won't be as bad on those systems as this really old AudioTech. So I guess it's conclusion time then. Should you or should you not buy a secondhand old active noise cancellation headphone? For me, the answer is wholeheartedly yes. There's plenty of value to be had secondhand, especially if you're okay with using headphones that someone else has used before. I personally believe a good wipe down of alcohol is good enough, but some people are germaphobes, and I will understand if you're not so keen on that. But if you're okay with it, I think there's a lot of value to be had. You don't have to go really old because those first generation systems are always full of bugs, you know, they're always going to be rough on the edges. But if you go kind of a couple years back, get the 1000 XM2s or the first generation Sony noise cancelling headsets, or the Bose QC15s, Bose QC25s, Bose has been doing noise cancelling pretty well for a pretty long time. You're gonna have a pretty decent experience too, but you're gonna save a lot of money because you're not buying brand new, cutting edge, latest stuff. There's a lot of value to be had, but once again, you have to factor in the fact that, are you comfortable buying secondhand or are you not? I personally am, and I think it's a great idea, a great consideration for anyone on a really tight budget. And I'm just gonna end this video off here. I'm really tired and it's like 3-4 a.m. I really wish I didn't have to go into work tomorrow because I don't do anything at work. My life currently is a mess, but I am oversharing at this point. But anyway, I'm gonna end this video off here. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you watched to this point in the video, please type Bose in the comments and I will heart it. See you guys next time, maybe tomorrow, maybe the day after. Make sure to like and subscribe if you enjoyed it or found it helpful. Goodbye.